Hey everyone, taking you outside for a little garden pull, card pull from messages from your animal spirit guides. I'm going to go ahead and give a quick shuffle. Figure since we're out in nature, hearing the birds chirp and the chimes going, and maybe a butterfly will come visit us. Who knows? Would love to see that. That would be awesome to capture on film. Alright, let me pull a couple cards. 1 card, 2 cards, something like that. Alright. We have 2. We have the honeybee. I'll do that one first. Bear with. Okay. Let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. Get to that page. All right. To reap all the sweetness that life has to offer, focus on compassion and forgiveness. Compassion means that you have heartfelt empathy for the suffering and misfortune of others, yet remain somewhat detached so that you don't take on their sorrow and distress as your own. Forgiveness requires that you first acknowledge and accept responsibility for your judgments, rather than pretending they don't exist or professing to always sustain a non-judgmental attitude. The next step is to release those judgments. To do so, think of someone, past or present, with whom you have had judgments or criticisms. Trust that the first person that comes to mind is the appropriate one to start with. Consider 2 or 3 specific criticisms that you have about this individual, preferably captured with one word, such as selfish or cold. Find a quiet place, go inside yourself, and look for that part of you that's exactly like what you're judging in the other person. It may be a very prominent part of yourself or a rather small aspect. You may identify it by recalling times when you behaved in ways that resemble what you're criticizing. Once you discover that part of you, simply say to it, "I love you and forgive you." If necessary, repeat this 2 or 3 times, and notice any emotions that come up. In the coming days, be aware of any feelings that arise that may be associated with this experience. Practice this at least once daily for the next few days, and watch what happens. This card is associated with productivity, community, cooperation, sweetness, love, compassion, forgiveness, rhythm, awakening, nature, poetry, mother goddess, royalty, and nutrition. Okay. The next card we have is Cardinal. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance, so do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. Get there? All right. When on the spiritual path, it's easy to idealize what being spiritual means. It can become a rigid mental imprint on which you judge anything that varies from your conceptualization of what being spiritual is supposed to be about. This includes not only another person's practices and beliefs, but your own. Falling short of this idealism leads to either assuming a righteous and arrogant position with others, or when self-imposed, elicits guilt and shame. This spiritual perfectionism can make you reticent about enjoying the pleasures of the material world, as well as those of your physical body. The earth herself provides a dazzling and sensual panorama of experiences to be directly encountered through the physical senses. Yet for many, truly enjoying the physical pleasures of senses of sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell can be fraught with worry, anxiety, guilt, and shame, products of early childhood religious and or cultural conditioning. Others become so entangled in the world of the senses that it becomes their God, and their spiritual core is lost to materiality. To be polarized in one direction or another takes you either to lofty heights and iridescent abstractions that are completely ungrounded, or else causes you to become caught up in the glue of the mundane world without the guiding light of spirit to provide a locus of authority. With the blessing of your awareness, you can redirect your thoughts and actions towards that which brings greater balance and fluidity between the two polarities. This card is associated with courtship, singing, vitality, self-defense, integration, balance, spirituality, fatherhood, harmony, self-expression, confidence, listening, intuition, creativity, responsibility, and colorfulness. I would also like to point out, look who joined us. You can see him. Kinda. It's a little dark. I don't know if you see the little guy. The poor thing. He's my disabled little butterfly. He flew out. Come here, buddy. I know, you lost part of your leg yesterday. Let's get you in the sun. There we go. Hello. Poor guy. This guy's been a pain in my butt for the last 2 weeks. He decided to escape his enclosure where he was nice and safe to go chrysalis up somewhere, I don't know where, and he didn't develop his wings well enough, so he got really sick. So I've just been keeping him around. Maybe a lady butterfly will take pity on him and make babies, and then that way his life would be of service. But yesterday he broke a leg, so I'm not sure what to do with him now. Poor thing. He was doing just fine, he just couldn't fly. Now he has a hard time walking. Life. Alright guys, have a good one.